doesn't necessarily match up to that, but it's the information that he gives that kind of force the threat, the potential respect that you have to show to him. I mean, straight away, here he is, and this is what I mean by the threat that he can present. Starts out pretty big, boos in for a second as well. It's a good start for the side of Heretics.
Yeah, sending the clone all the way through connector as well. That's a slow peek around the corner. By putting it into the wall like that, when you're defending against it, you see a shoulder coming around. It looks like someone's peeking you. It's a little bit less predictable that it's a clone as opposed to when it's just running out across the open up against you. And this spike should go down without much of a problem. Notice the Heretics have left keloqz in mid to be sort of a alert control and a late reflank. That spike is planted for B-Link as well, so keloqz is going to be a very big threat, even on 15 HP deep in the round.
Still a lot that can be done here. It's the battle back in from Koi once again. They're used to being choked out by Heretics, as we saw back on the first map, but they've really started to warm back up into the second side of things. Good spread being held by Heretics, though. 3 different positions being held here, all waiting down and ready for this push to come in.
And Koi won't expect a player down long either, because there's alarm there. They're going all the way back into deep sight. Mixwell finds one before being quickly traded. And Wolfen being so low HP here, Kolda has to go and hunt down for something, or the clock is not going to go with them. Wolfen finds one, finds two! That is absurd, but keloqz with that ghost makes it happen at the end.
Got rid of the 2 that was really critical there to get rid of. Dies the spike at the end as well. 0 complaints from Heretics. Really good first round to kick things off.
Very nicely done from them, and straight up that Yorick. This is exactly the kind of stuff they were doing, though. It's short teleports, like more guaranteed teleports as well. Some Yoriels you'll see go for like the sort of cross-map teleports to lurk or get good timings, or even like very deep TPs into backside A. Those can be pretty risky, because the enemy team can be holding on to those. They can hear them, they can see them if they get close enough. So what you see at this level of play in the hands of Mixwell is shorter range teleports. He'll send that TP back behind wood there. I've actually seen him use it where he just teleports right in front of it, then takes the orb like he does there. And Koi have the read. They want to contest against the orb here with those sheriffs, especially on this eco round for them. They were hoping to deny the orb farm from Mixwell, but Mixwell goes ahead and grabs that one, no problem. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him continuing to plant spikes throughout this half, maybe even rotating back over and grabbing that B long orb. Like, you get that ult online real nice and quick here. And you're going to be sitting nice and pretty in that third round.
It's one thing that I do love about Pearl is the battle over the A orb. It just draws attention at the start of every single round. It's guaranteed that there's going to be some kind of contestation happening over towards that side of the map initially. And like you see from Heretics, they pull back here, and this leaves Koi guessing, where is this push coming from? And I imagine with this slathering of utility starting to come out, it's very clear the answer is A.
Oh boy. All eyes on Mixwell here, where that teleport's going to be going. Just right on in there, tuck in and go for a plant.
He's in there ready and waiting for it as well, but Trex holding off just towards the side. They spray on the wall, so he shouldn't be able to get sprayed out of here. And sure enough, they get away with it as well, continuing to spray and looking for the man, but they're pushed right in towards the back. Heretics in a good spot for this round. 2 left standing on the side of Koi.
Yeah, it might look like it's 5 players alive versus 5 players, but it's actually 4 versus 2.
The UI is lagging behind. I'm sure production are on it, don't worry about it. We'll keep you guys updated on that front.
The quick skill you have to have as a caster is like, okay, let's check the mini-map. We can see how many players are up there. But, I mean, all things
Sam
considered...
has told me he is aware.
All right, he's aware. Good.
Producer Sam knows what he's doing. He's on it. keloqz with one more. Easy close out coming through here, I'm pretty sure. And there we go. A 3K for keloqz. Didn't catch quite the end of that one, but it went as exactly as expected. It's another round for Heretics.
Yeah. One thing to just track as we move forward into rounds, because that Yoru TP is going to be pretty consistent, whether it's the one over to the box in A main or onto site, right into default. If Mixwell continues to plant where he did that round, it actually makes it really hard to play the post plant from Art when he plants fully safe, as opposed to planting a little bit exposed, so that an Art player can easily see the spike. That's something we'll have to keep an eye on, because I think, you know, Heretics didn't have full control over Art initially, so they didn't want to plant there, but they played pretty heavily from Art in the post. They're going to have to be on guard of that, but Mixwell has that ultimate just like we were talking about.
And here we go, the info collection game begins. Spacey charges all the way through a dimensional drift and sees everything he needs to for his team to be able to make a play. He'll spot the ones here immediately off the back of this, and this is where he might spring out here and do a little bit of damage. Comes out with the one and baits out the flash, but nothing else really to come from it. Finds one at the back, but Starkso finds Mixwell first. But it has made room for the rest of his team to push up short here, and now we're seeing the execute come through.
Still plenty of Killjoy utility on site, just trying to deny a plant. There's 3 players back CT ready to fight on out. A late flank from Wolfen 2. As info goes down on Shados' position backside, they're just trying to spam all the way through that wall. The nano swarms on the ground too. Somehow Shados has danced around all of it throughout.
but doesn't dance away from the headshot coming in from Kellogg's. Side control once again in favor of Heretics here. It's been a good hold coming out from Koi. Burnt a lot of time away. And really got to keep an eye on Wolfen here, and the damage that he can do is working his way forward. I'm not too sure that Avova on the other side knows that he's coming either.
Still no spike plant. Benji's just waiting. Someone pushed through the smoke. It goes down. He sees it, but Starkso finds 3 on the round to secure for Koi.
Wolfen was there as assurance, and nothing else there coming in from the spawn side, but a really good hold by Koi, and I touched on it in terms of the stall they had coming out as well. Excellent use of the mollies coming out from both the Killjoy and the KO, just enough to give themselves time to get set up and respond. And once again, Koi do battle their way back in on the gun round, exactly the same way it started back on Fracture.
Yeah, I think that time we saw Mixwell go with the heavy fight into connector instead of fully clearing away sight. Didn't really run into anyone, was hoping to find a Killjoy there or something. And having to fight that long-range battle with the Spectre didn't favor him. So it'll be a couple more rounds before we get that Your ult online, but looks like Team Heretics want to show a little bit of presence over towards A. This teleport should end up landing right behind Pillar. That's where he goes to take this fight a little bit faster than you'd expect. It's almost like neon light with the timing you get running down long there. And, yeah.
Makes use of the clone for the concuss to come out, found himself an easy kill at the back of it as well. All now being brought up by Wolfer, who just wants to get out of dodge. He's trying to find his man and will finally pull down Mixwell. 3 huge kills for him in the round. It's basically locked this one down for the side of Koi.
Yeah, maybe there could be something found with Benji's lurk up through mid, but first Avova has to get on out of here. Just sprinting out of that B side. Now the Killjoy utility will have turned off with Shados rotating over. It's actually a little bit suspect that Starkso ends up being the site anchor over towards A. That util just not being online, so mid has been completely opened up. That's why Starkso had to push forward into A main. Benji, you can see very well aware that could be an opening.
Just waiting here.
We should know there's an alarm there.
Come back online. Now they know exactly what's going down, so this should be the response coming out from Koi. Still, not too worried about pushing in hyper aggressively here. Wolfen's on for an ace, by the way. Oh, Vova just shuts him down at the very last hurdle. Plant will get stuck on the back of it, but this round, I think we can see which way it's going with 3 players still standing, unless Avova can go massive, as we saw back on Fracture.
Ends quicker than it started.
Had a couple of big 3Ks last time, but it's not been carried across the Pearl just yet.
Wolfen just shuts it down long B. Now, I personally, I'm a big fan, when we're talking about like the duelist discussion, I'm a big fan of seeing like Rays on this map. I think there's a lot you can do to deny plants, especially just with paint shells over on this B site. You don't have to fight so aggressively over long control, but when you do rock the jet, you are looking to take opening fights. You're looking to make use of the dash to play a little bit more offensively, and that's exactly what we saw with that control down B. You also are looking to get the operator online. That's the real power of that pick. So Wolfen's going to hold that from all the way back hall, but you can do things like play with the elevation over the changes to sign, over to that deep box you try to plant on B.
Get out of my way.
A lot of different options to work around here. As against this eco from Heretics, looks like the setup is to play a little bit of a trap setup with that Killjoy utility in mid. That's exactly what Heretics are walking into.
Did expect with C-Colors bringing this out in an eco round, and sure enough he has. Will find one for himself, can't get the second. Shados just ready and prepared.
I think Heretics actually have a really nice read on how to play this map, especially because usually your connector players are the ones that have util in hand, whether it's a Harbor in that comp, or it's a KO in this situation, or a Sky. When you're playing that deep, you usually have util in hand ready to play off of the info of a Killjoy alarm, or if you have a player jump peeking down to the bottom of B-Link. So Heretics now 2 rounds, whether it was the Jet Dash there or previously with the Yoru teleport, are just looking to instantly snap on the connector players and beat them when they don't have a rifle in hand. And I think especially on these low buy rounds where you need to take a little bit more of a gamble, that's a phenomenal read.
Real good force of the space in mid. Looks like they're rotating out towards B. There are a couple of players hanging out, but you got this 2-2 split from Koi, which does mean, at least temporarily, Heretics will have a really good run at things. No utilities to slow them down or stop them. They can march on in, but Calderman has got a gun, and he's ready and waiting.
Trying to put down a star here, can get that grab well to go on through. He doesn't hear the players creeping on out just yet. Oh no, Benji Fishy out on site. That was a full walkout. And with the wall there were no comms coming in. The op left out to dry. Heretics might have scrounged together an eco win. They're up numbers here and they have rifles. Even the op in Avova's hands, who's fell back all the way onto long.
I was going to say massive round if they managed to pull this one off, and they're getting very close to doing it. Starkso coming up behind. Avova's ready, and he ain't letting him pass on that one. It's an easy shutdown, 2 left standing. players that were out towards E side have pulled their way all the way over towards B, but yeah, by the looks of it, they want to hold on to what they've got here, just acknowledging this one cannot be won.
You hate to see 2 rifles saved in the anti-eco. That's not a spot you want to be playing from. Tough luck for Koi there. And Heretics, again, from the way they attacked Connector to then refighting into it with a similar strat, right? That Yoru TP going right on in. And then committing the ultimate. Heretics is a team that will commit ults, even in bad buy rounds. They see the power in the utility and see the ability to almost swing those rounds right in their favor. They get 1 pick, that's all they need to commit the Astra ult onto the B site to get the walkout. And here you have that read once again. Wolfen has no idea. There's also Yoru teleport going to back sign there as well, so there's a lot they got going on here.
Just a case of being confident, I think, that you can
guard o Sagredo. I don't know how to say that. But
you know what it means.
I think be quiet. Be quiet, obviously. Come on.
Guard you just means guard or protect or something along those lines.
Oh, it says keep it secret, keep it safe.
Keep guard.
Yep, I know it. I know it. I swear that's what it means.
Okay, how do you know?
I don't even know if I can say. Am I NDA'd? I don't know. Keep it secret, keep it safe is all I can say.
Wow, leaks. What is this?
just move right along.
Let's move on. The round is playing Ender.
That's a great joke. All the rioters out there, they're cracking up right now, I promise you. Okay. All right.
I'll comment for this one upon Reddit later, but let's see how things go from here. Okay, Koi with the numbers advantage. Kellogg's the first to 4 in the round. Things have kind of crawled, slowed to a crawl here, waiting for the rechargeables to come back online by the looks of it. You should see movement starting to happen here very shortly as those initial smokes start to expire.
Ooh, this teleport doesn't commit to it, flashing himself in. That is a wacky spot to go into. A little bit shallower than you'd expect. And yeah, you're gonna get punished if you're getting held from B-Link. Yeah. I think that TP, with the changes there, you have a little bit more area to play with, so you're not actually fighting backside. And with the Astra smoke they put down, you're not actually worried about getting fought from back CT.
Oh, 30 seconds left.
Yeah, it's tough.
Benji heard the jet.
This is all right, though. With the turret down and having this position in back sight, I think they should be able to get the plant down. Art is the main concern for them, or this op creeping forward. But yeah, they have 1 star, I think 1 more star on top of that for a little bit of control here.
It's a good case of holding up the ground here on Benji as well, so letting his team backfill in the space that he's created, finds one for himself onto tracks. Suddenly is it another one of those rounds that starts to feel winnable. No ults online to play with, but clearly they're going for broke here. They feel they can do this.
Wolfen finds that first with the operator, and it's all down to Boo on site. And he just gets Goomba stomped. Wolfen up and then down right on top, smushes his head.
Now, you have to explain this one to me because I was curious about why they donated the disable over there at the spike. Both were on about 4-3 points their way through, and normally you're looking at a Cosmic Divide. Really, this is one of the only maps where the Cosmic Divide really comes into its own and can be useful, for example, executing on towards the B site. Is it because of that you think they committed it, or is there another reason why you take it away from the Jet? Are you expecting the Jet to keep on popping off here and getting their own orbs from getting kills?
Sorry, can you repeat the beginning of that question?
I'm just curious why they chose to donate away the disabling of the spike over towards Cold Dimension instead of giving it to Wolfen.
Right. I think that's because you already have the operator online, and you're expecting. I think like jet knives at this point become more of a economy tool.
Yeah.
So Koi would rather have the ults going over to a Cold Dementa for a retake, as opposed to the jet knives, where if you're confident, you're going to still have rifles. I think early rounds, like when you're looking like pistol round 2, those rounds, that's where jet knives is really powerful because you probably might not have a buy around round 3, 4, 5, somewhere in that area. But outside of that point, especially on defense, that jet op is going to be exactly what you want. And in rounds you're losing, you're hoping to save it too.
You sated my curiosity. Thank you very much.
I got you. Thanks for saying it twice. My ears aren't what they used to be.
And apparently neither is my voice. Onwards with Mars said, Owl comes to over the top. Nightfall has landed down. I believe it's connected. TP in the back as well. Oh, but Shados gets the spin. Mixwell put in an early grave here as well. And even through the deafening, the decaying, the everything that's going on inside of sight, Koi managed to hold firm here. A 4v3 coming out. Sure, the Killjoy's coming down on top, but it feels like Koi have got this one locked down.
Benji's got a couple of mollies to play with, though. They have to play off-site. What does Boo decide? Had the option to go for a late reflank, but there's not nearly enough time to make that one happen. Boo's been spotted out here, though. Him versus Trex. That could decide the round as Benji finds one more.
Keeps on going. He's dropping utility here, bouncing it around. One more to find. It's just Shadow standing here as well and wants to find his man. He's on the hunt, and I really thought for a second Koi could secure this one, but Benji with 2 kills coming in from A main has done all that's required. Sure, Shade has to step across, try and bait it out, but Benji finds a big 3K. Massive round for him, big round for the team.
Who would win? 5 Koi fishies or 1 Benji fishy? 1 Benji fishy takes it any day of the week. I mean, Mixwell, that was the first time, or that's 2 rounds in a row, actually, where he started going for really aggressive TPs. I think sort of playing off the conditioning from the early rounds where it was those short TPs. And now mixing around hasn't really paid off, so I think he might slow down a little bit on that. Just showing it as a threat is going to be powerful, but hey, he can do whatever he wants when Benji Fishy is clutching up rounds like he just did there.
I just love the passion from someone in their first game. It's not often that you see that. You see players becoming more calm and composed in their first games on a stage like this, but here he is giving it large. I absolutely love it. Wolfman's posted and ready. Smoke just about cancelling everything out. Sure enough. That's a bit aggressive, but it works out wonders. Wolfman completely blindsided. Here we go on the march on forward. It's not the first time we've seen Mixwell do this as well. He loves going aggressive down B-long.
Oh yeah, just going up into pillar, then flashing on past it, working on in. Koldamenta has to do something here, and actually will find the kill. The Grabwell on the ground opens up a kill to be traded back, so 4-on-4 on the retake now. Astro Divide is going to be tough, especially with Kellogg's playing inside this pocket.
Can he stay tucked? Oh, they know. This is so hard because you have to swing on that super tight angle to get him out if he was to hold there, but he knows that his goose has been cooked and it's time to get away.
God.
No goose, but how about a little bit of wolf there coming around the corner. Trex, Starkzo find a couple. Both players forced back long.
Uh-oh. Goodbye. Out comes the molly. The op was there but wasn't quite ready. Koi with a brilliant retake yet again. Hold things even, 4-4.
Very nicely done. Even after losing their offer. Like, these are rounds where both teams, when they're the ones going on the offensive, they are finding every angle they can get into. Here, I think that...
He was flashed as well, to be fair,
yeah,
so we had no idea it was coming.
Not sure if that was Yoru flash.
That'll do.
Trying to call him Shatter. Or it was the, yeah, it was that came around. I couldn't tell if that was Starkzo maybe trying to support him, but I think Starkzo has been playing on A site, so I'm just talking straight out me bum. How was that?
I've never heard a Gassa say that on air before.
No? I thought that was, I don't know. I was trying to be like, I don't know, I was trying to make you feel at home. My bad.
You made me laugh, and that's enough.
All right, perfect. We
All
take
right,
this.
I was in Mars then. Mixwell's got the ult on side here as well. We've already spoke about this a few times, but intel gathering opportunity is absolutely huge. You can step out everything that's happening on side of site. Not that he needs to worry too much about it just yet. Team actually opting by the looks of it to slowly back away and reconsider options. Probably more scared about the potential of a flank coming in, but Benji, he's got it on lockdown.
Those are fake footsteps, and that's exactly why the dog comes out. The flank has now realized, yeah, this is actually more of an A commit.
Cutting through.
But Wolfen, he's working his way through solid. He's got to respect Benji, of course, but well, it looks like they're getting ready for a hit here as well.
Oh no, he's cooking.
Did he intend? I'm not sure that was fully intended, but lands himself in hot water and it's finished off. No questions asked.
No, he did. That's the normal teleport he goes for. And Koi, they're pushing on in here, and Trex is lying in wait. Only Benji Fishy alive against 3, and nowhere really to go. Spike stuck out on site.
Can he swim upstream, or is he due for the fish market? He's up for the fish market. Hook, line, and sinker. Koi pulled themselves in the lead.
Yeah, that your TP, that's one he's gone for a couple of times here, but it was the counterplay is, hey, we're putting a nano swarm on the location. We know you're going to teleport, and that's a position that we have access to in the pre-round, so it's very easy to set that one up. That's what he ends up just flying on into. And that was interesting, because, right, he had his ultimate. He had the option just to run in full clear sight, was maybe using, or looking to use that for a post-plant push into secret, something like this to get really aggressive. When they played previously, when they went for these A plants, they would oftentimes like to sort of flip the map and push in towards defender spawn. But that time around, it does not work. And I think what we've seen is, for the first 4 or 5 rounds, your teleports looked really nice. After that, we saw a couple of really aggressive TPs that got punished. And apart from the round before that, where he got the pick going down B long, he's been getting cooked a little bit on those more aggro ones.
I've loved his plays down B long. I mean, even when you try to see counter aggression coming out the other side, he's always managed to catch them off guard. Playing off the back of flashes, real good team play coming together on the push through. It's been tough to deal with it. That round there, again, kind of stepping on the other side of smokes and being completely cooked by the Nano Swarm waiting on the other side for him. Means it's time for Mixwell to mix things up.
I see what you did there.
Thanks.
Then
That
maybe he can then play well as well.
Oh.
As well.
Oh.
Oh, God. We're too deep in the sauce.
We're lost in it. It's gone.
That's how to ruin a salad. Just too much sauce. Anyways, back in.
If you asked Hypok, he would tell you otherwise. You see how much sauce he gets on his salad?
Hypok is a sauce enthusiast.
Yeah.
But he's at the point where he can navigate the sauce at such a professional level.
Yeah, he doesn't get lost in it. The sauce gets lost in him.
Right now, we have no idea. If you asked us on a map, where are we in the sauce, I could not begin to tell you. I couldn't even tell you if we're above the equator. On the sauce map.
It's ridiculous. The sauce map.
Look, once I stop a metaphor, I cannot be stopped.
Wrong game you're referring to there, I think. On the march through, we look then towards mid. Everyone's stacking up on double doors, and Kellogg's is going to be their path forwards, it seems like.
I've seen this before.
Ready and waiting.
It's the dash into connector. This time, Trex is ready. Don't take out utility. Play inside that smoke and kill the Jet the second she dashes in.
Ready and waiting. They get the read. Does Trex dare to do anything here? Not stepping into the smoke. Prowler gives the position away as well, forced to move. Kellogg's has got nice and close here.
Yeah, I think Kellogg's was seen, though. That's why Cole is backing all the way off. I actually liked the change in pace on this attack from Heretics, where they're taking a little bit slower, not TPing in. This time, trying to mix it on up. But I think this round ultimately is going to come down to a Vova if he can find something down long.
Oh!
Because you know Wolfen's going to be finding kills with the off.
Oh, I mean, they make it look too easy. Cole is there for the swing as well. They find 3. It's an absolute slaughter in the back alley. Deleted. Wolfen with a 3K with the up 2.
You know, it happens.
Pain.
It happens.
They got lost in the sauce there in the alleyway. They weren't quite sure where to go.
They really, really did. All right, let's extract ourselves from the sauce.
If you're lost in it, you can't. That's the point.
That's true. That's true. All right, Heretics. Mixwell has the ult online again. This will be his 3rd of the half. I don't think, unfortunately, in the 2 rounds we have, he's going to be able to get another one. Last time, last time he didn't even use it in the round he initially had it.
I'll handle this.
But it's just going to be that fast A exec. You can see that Molly on default here. Deny plant, deny the TP, but yeah, he's going to track this one down and look for the explosion.
Uh-oh.
I think?
I mean, he's caught out of it. It's about to expire, and there's 2 of them here ready and waiting. Now rejoins himself in. TP's back out to safety. Nice little play there. Just give a lot of information. But the team need to act off the back of this. They've half got sight. Worked out towards the west side too. They've got what they need, but Koi here. Shaydos especially. 2 big kills. 2 more follow. Koi simply will not be stopped. It's a nice attempt coming out from Heretics, but Koi were ready.
Wow. I mean, Koi just all fell off of sight, and then we're instantly ready on the pre-take. Right, Spike didn't even go down. They're just flooding out from smokes. Mixwell ended up hitting the teleport that sent him all the way back into main, so he wasn't ready to immediately help out with the fight either. I'm not sure what delayed the sight hit so much, because the mollies weren't actually on site. I think they tried to wrap into Art to gain control of that, because that's what they were planning for. They were planning for Art and for main in the post. But it meant they spent so much time actually accomplishing that that Koi looped around and were just pushing out of flowers of 3-4 players almost.
It was strange. He must have got nervous of the smoke that was placed down, right? And just didn't want to go charging on through despite having the info from the dimensional drift, but they knew there was someone pretty far in the angle as well. Maybe that also fed into it. Either way, Koi capitalized on the hesitation, and now it's Heretics changing tack here and looking to back away.
Heretics need kills before they actually commit to a sight hit this round because of Astral Ult and Killjoy Ult is a deadly combo on the opposite side. Factor in Trex's as well, because Killjoy Ult tells you to play off-site, but then Astral Ult tells you to play on-site. There's no good answer with how much space that can cover, so the fact they're taking this round a little slow could be problematic.
Oh, Olive's held that.
Yeah.
I mean, the smoke really should come out here before they try and push their way through. Here they go.
With the smoke, with options to teleport, Wolfen has to hold a much more passive angle here. This is the pathing Mixwell's taking, is around that right side. He goes to the swing.
That is such a killer because Benji just got orb as well, was in a spot to make use of the lockdown, but taken offline.
And he did it because he saw the Astrostar get put on his feet. He said, now's my time to go. Someone's going to be here. He snatches the opportunity. That sends Heretics sprinting back towards the A side of the map, where Kellogg's was sort of left as an embed. But he hears a turret down there. There's a second op in the hands of Shaydos. He's probably got a rifle on the ground next to him. Like, what do you do?
I didn't even clock that as well. That's
They're getting pre-ulted. What is going on?
They're just ready. And it's the right play because it's forcing Heretics now to get desperate. They're pushing in for the ult, but they're being slaughtered where they stand. 2 kills come through. They fall into the Koi trap. This looks to be an 8-4 coming out for Koi.
Koi are looking solid, and Trex is on the hunt. The 8-4 is going to come through for them. I mean, we saw how Fracture turned around at the half in favor of Koi. Heretics are going to have to replicate something quickly here because it is slipping away, and it's slipping fast.
Something special I'm absolutely on board with. Now, 2 halves to a game of Valorant. Popped it back in the first map. Things changed a lot once we got past the half point. We may well see the same coming out here. But Koi were incredibly dominant in that first half, and much quieter on the side of Heretics than we saw back in map 1.
And look, I want to give some hope. I want to dish it out to the Heretics fans, but that wasn't just an 8-4 half. That was an 8-4 half in which Heretics won the pistol.
They won the first 2, yeah.
It was 8-2 in terms of rifle rounds. That is wild, wild stuff. And now Heretics, they're playing with the Jet, with the Yoru. We'll see what they can accomplish here on defense. Of vast importance, they win this pistol to get the op in the hands of their Jet as early as possible. And Mixwell, there's a lot of positions you can play to look for more aggressive solo plays with that with the Yoru flash. We've seen it sort of in that pocket up, down, B long. You can play outside very nicely into A main, out from connector. There's a lot of different ideas you have, but where the heat was for him at the start of the half, it definitely started to evade him later on.
It's unfortunate in terms of timing there, just seeing some of the replays, of course, from that first half now that we are sat at the half time. Curious to get your take on how you think you can make use of the Yoru on this map as well. Knowing the switching sides, going on to the defensive side of things, not quite the playmaker he normally might be on the attacking side. How would you see them making use of the Yoru?
Well, I mean, there's a few things. I think that setting up B long is a position he can play pretty nicely because he's allowed to go for very forward walks and then teleport out. So you know that cubby you have on the left side when you're approaching his attacker to the left of pillar, that's a spot that's usually a one and done spot. You know, maybe you're lucky to get 2 kills. Yoru can play tucked in there, get his 1, TP on through. He can also sort of like throw his own flash off the pillar there to find a swing out on the timing as the players are scaling across. Because a lot of the time when you are coming down B long initially and you're making that cross, you're worried about the Opper or the Marshal or the Guardian, whatever's holding you deep, deep back towards back sight. And you can play those more forward positions, even on your own, because you have the flash and you have the dash, right?
The modern day chamber.
That's really what enables you a little bit more. Whereas like a Jet might want to have the Sky playing with her to sort of get her in if she wants to do something more aggressive. He can do it a little bit more on his own. He can also play inside enemy smokes, throw that flash straight off the ground, fight on out himself. So it offers a lot of versatility on the fly when you are in more spread out positions on defenses sometimes happens. Also, that's a wave and a microphone emoji. I think production realized...
That is high casters.
That's awesome.
Yes.
High casters.
Oh.
God, I didn't know you could speak a foreign language. You speak emoji.
You speak Twitch chat. We've got to have like a halfway ground somewhere here, and I'll go for emojis. That's okay.
Like
see, just seeing that reminds me of all the like stupid like things you see on like social media, where it's like basically every other word is an emoji or a string of emojis, and I'm just there cringing my skull out. This isn't so bad. This is manageable. 2, maybe 3 I can deal with. Any more? There's a problem. But yes, high production. Thank you.
Hi. Pearl. All right, into the second half here. Team Heretics down 4, playing for their tournament lives. Everything on the line for them.
As I said a few times, potentially their last game of the year here in Tier 1 if they can't pull things back here. Koi continue into tomorrow. I believe, obviously, as we said, it's the losers today get knocked out. If you lose tomorrow, you go to the lower bracket. So really, this is the brutal game on day 1.
Yeah, that's because their placement was so poor. I mean, Koi beat Na'Vi in week 1, and then Heretics in week 7, I believe. That was it. A really tough year for them. This would be the way to make that run go back. You look at over in Americas with a team like Crew, there are options here. It's why it's the last chance. Cold Fire, and it's why Heretics are absolutely shredding inside of Art.
Deleted them on the push through, and they had the right idea. They had all the information, just couldn't win the gunfights. Destroys. 2 left standing, they find 1, but Benji, well, someone's fed in this morning because he is popping in this round here. Finds himself 2. Gets traded out here as well. A comfortable round for Heretics. But this is how things have started in the first couple of rounds of everything we've seen so far, let's not forget.
Yeah. Another pistol round win for Heretics. And nice crossfire setup from them. Bit of a gamble pushing on through that smoke, and they got absolutely cooked for it.
It was well set up, I'll give them that. But again, the information was all there at the start. I love it. I just love it.
I mean, it's tough coming to a roster, you know? You don't have the history with the team of the defeat, right? Heretics were playing with Weber previously when they made that mid-season swap. But you can be the change that the team needs, you know, the honeymoon period, whatever you want to call it. It can just start working instantly for you. Although, yeah, like you're saying, just the Sheriffs is enough to find an opener.
The real donk from Wolfen.
Now, the position from Mixwell, this time he is playing in that cubby like I was talking about, has the teleport into back hall. I saw last round too, he put this clone here as well, so I think if he hears anything, he's gonna put the clone there sort of facing into the wall, like so it walks up slowly. You see, I think it'll walk up slowly, so you'll see that shoulder, see someone holding, because it can't keep walking into the short wall there. So off of the contact of a Koi player fighting that's what he's going to swing and potentially flash off of. Z brings it out, now looks for the pop around the corner.
Beautiful.
That's a nice setup.
I love it. So simple, yet so powerful.
And in the future, that can be a real Yoru there. He's going to keep mixing it up.
Oh, yeah. The trickster strikes once more. Boo gets Starkso down into the 4v3. And a hard rotate away here. They're saying, yep, you know what? Far too much resistance on site. Let's get the hell out.
Now, Shados has taken a little bit of space into Art. There's no alarm bot there, but enemy killjoy not in range. Benji sees that and gets the timing. I don't believe he was heard. I don't think there was range on Avova to hear that one playing all the way back in spawn. So he's slowly clearing out main, looking for the pinch. No one's there. I think surely you're able to get a spike plant out of this one. Give it over to Shados, maybe supercharge that ult, or no, it goes in the hands of Trex.
Try to get down at this point as well, which shall be buried firmly into the ground, and away we go.
Planted.
Heretics now in this retake position. They've been in a good spot throughout the start of this round, as we saw some great work by Mixwell out towards B. But now they've got to pull this off. Coldamenta denying Boo any opportunity, but Benji once again with the Guardian, doing a little bit of work.
Now Benji's been crisp with that one. He's forced to retreat back into main though, and now you're perma smoked off of the choke as it comes down. Mixwell finds a third on the round, but hey, we get a little bit of a taste. Benji still feeling himself, and
he's British, that's why.
Oh man. I just think this Yoru's has some options. If Koi can't figure out quickly enough what's happening, although now that you've seen that setup, you're going to be much better prepared for it coming around. Because I think the meta when it comes to how do you deal with a Yoru clone, or even when you don't necessarily know it's a clone, you almost always just want to shoot it and turn it, right? Because if it can be a real person, you don't want to give that up. And it's like, well, 100% of the time, pro player can replicate turning away from the flash. So it's not worth really letting the risk out. And that's really what Koi need to be aware of, is when that will be an actual Yoru playing in the corner, because that is now 3 of 3 rounds where he's gone into this setup.
Keep tossing the knife out towards A as well. Normally hope to tag 1 or 2, but what you constantly see is just Avova lurking super close. As soon as they get any kind of whiff, there's any sort of pressure coming towards A, immediately dips back in towards spawn side like he's done here, playing behind the suck and the smoke that he's got positioned on the A stairs, while the rest of his team, as you've seen, aggressing in towards mid here, really trying to put some control up around the map in the early stages.
And look, while Yoru might not give information like Sky, sometimes he can, right? With the clone going out, it gets broken, so knows or knew that there was some presence outside of B lobby early on in the round. Of course, if it runs all the way through, it doesn't guarantee no one's there. You know, someone might just not have shot it, but in the situation, it does give you that. It's a little bit of something.
Sees 2 on the dog as well, which is the indication that mid's being held apart, especially being held down quite aggressively here. So, thought for a second we're going to see a hard rotate out towards B, but they've changed their mind. They're all going to force it towards A main.
And the longer they wait here, the tougher it gets, because you already have a Nanoswarm ready to go. You also have an Astra pull, although it gets canceled out. TP into the side. There's 5 players ready to fight with only 25 seconds.
Can they force their way through? There's one of the very back shut down straight away. Mixwell taken offline. Heretics are good for 2 so far. Establishes some form of control, but Heretics have got a brilliant crossfire set up, so Koi are a bit stuck. Are they going to go for this, or are they just going to give up on it? That's a hard save, yeah.
That is rough.
Just stalled out a little bit too much there in the mid-round. Weren't quite sure where to commit to, and after they bailed away from B, just ran themselves into a Heretics crossfire.
And it's because they just sat in A main for so long. Yeah, they had the extremity control over towards B main, but I think almost because they saw the clone, they were worried about the Yoru being really embedded somewhere forward. If it's any other agent other than Yoru, you rotate into that, you trade 1 for 1. Yoru, though, can TP on out of there, so it's not a reliable trade. That's why they tried to go back into A. But there you saw the other strength of Yoru. He has the TP ready to go, so yeah, he's the B anchor, but he snaps over to Secret on A, is instantly ready with Heretics. So once the clock starts winding down, there's 5 players, there's tons of utility just to stop anyone from Koi getting out. And that could be a consistent issue for Koi if they continue to play slow rounds.
Well, that win streak towards the back end of the last half, a distant memory for Koi, it feels. Yet to really establish themselves inside the half after 3 rounds. But here's still in a good spot to work their way in. They've got Mixwell to deal with once again, who hasn't quite got an intricate setup, same as last time around, but he is here. And that in itself could be the bait, essentially.
Yeah, I think early presence makes it a little bit tough for him to get into the corner and place everything down with also getting back to pillar. So he snaps back to his team, just falls back into a jump peek pattern. Looks like Kellogg's has an operator over towards A, so there's options now for Heretics to stack B a little bit more aggressively. Although the TP that Mixwell just sent out, I think will eventually creep over and give him the option. No, I think that's pretty much stuck.
I mean, he still finds one, he's good for one, but they find him through the clone off the back of it as well. Ults come out and Koi explode in towards the site down B long here. They managed to get rid of Boo. It's a good start to clear out the site. The last 2 players of Heretics rotating over. But Koi, for, I don't want to say the first time, but close enough the first time, are in a spot where it feels like they're in control.
Oh, poor Benji. Get on out of there, buddy. The grab well's in. He's getting pinched by Starkzo and by Shados. That gives B Link control, and that's going to be another save here. Kellogg's with that ultimate can't make the retakes happen. And you're going to see this. When the op is online for Jet, if the side hit comes in on the opposite side of the Jet, those anchors have to do something heroic, because unless you have numbers, that Jet is going to want to save that op again and again and again. You got to at least trade even, more often than not trade up. As often turns out to be the case here. So the fact that, you know, Mixwell had to give up that pillar position very early on, that I believe it was Boo that just got caught sort of knife in hand, didn't think the Jet had been able to manage to get through the smoke and onto site. Those players being pushed back, falling. It led into another save spot.
I've really enjoyed the aggression of Mixwell so far. You said a couple of Euros. I always feel like we're seeing, I wouldn't say a renaissance for him to start appearing up more and more, but more teams have started to employ more, throw him into a mix in places. We had the double Euro in NA the other day, like I mentioned before the broadcast. Teams starting to experiment more with an agent that many have kind of forgotten about for the longest of time, I think it's fair to say.
I think the Renaissance is a great word here, because I think Mixwell is the Renaissance man, right? You can do it. He was just on Viper.
Yep.
Now he's on the Yoru, doing a little bit of everything. What can he do? I want to see him paint.
Did he play? I want to say he played Killjoy. In fact, he might have played.
Yeah, he has in the past, yep.
Because there were, I remember back before they had Benji, and in fact, the last time these 2 teams played, across the 3 maps they played in that series, there were 3 different players for Heretics that picked up the Killjoy. Whereas now, as we've seen, Benji is really locking down into that Sentinel role. Gives a little bit more stability at the very least.
They call him the father of Valorant for a reason. He's been around since the beginning, has put his hand in many different pies. Renaissance era pies.
Renaissance. Okay. Child comes on through. Wolford straight in the back as well, being tagged down by the Nano. In fact, both of them are eating him up. One on the stairs, one in the middle of side as well, and just walks from one straight into the next. Not really ideal here. Mixwell's in, feeding out the information. Just spray, and they still can't quite find their man. Benji are getting finished off, but as well, but in comes the lockdown on the back of it too. Heretics really hard committing towards forcing this one through. They've got the numbers advantage. And Koi looking in a little bit of hot water here. Trex ain't long for this world, I'm afraid.
He was just begging for someone to fight him, and it didn't come in until it was too late.
Wrong spot, wrong spot. Not going to have to find the man here.
No one can find this spike. Everyone was trying to spam, but it will go the way of Heretics on the retake. I mean, look, Mixwell, I love that with the Yoru. He's just staring at the planter, trying to ping the map, give information. So I think it was Benji back in secret. Could try and find some kind of spam
1 second, peeps.
in dugout there. 1 second. All right, we'll take a timeout.
Sure, okay.
Sure, Astra, fine. We'll take a breather. That's not our fault. Astra asked for it. We had to give it over. Now, look, with the Jet there just dying to the little, you know, nano swarms on the ground.
Yeah.
And it being Benji Fishy's nano swarms. I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't take the opportunity. You know, like, there's like those weird like spas that'll have fish eat the dead skin off your feet. That's a thing. I'm not crazy.
It is a thing. You are right.
Not weird. I feel like that's what that kind of was. Although the fish got a little bit aggressive and just ate all of it. I don't know. He was hanging out in it for a long time.
We've already referenced birds earlier and taking out eyeballs. Why not have fish?
In the world of Valorant, animals are very scary, right? It's like
Benji Piranha now?
Look, all I'm saying is that in the world of Valorant, like, the animals are fighting back. You know, humanity for so long has had the upper hand, and now all of a sudden you have birds, hawks, dogs, fishies. They're all fighting back. It's an uprising, trying to flip that food pyramid upside down.
What about these ones? The worm and the squirrel are pretty chill. They're just playing football.
I'm telling you, they're getting intelligent. They're playing games. That bear is wearing a tactical vest. He's wearing Kevlar. That's alarming. We should be concerned. I don't know. Just me.
Are you telling me Valorant's a psyop now?
I think it might be.
Birds aren't real.
How do we know that birds aren't real? What? All right, Wolfen's seen that setup a few too many times. Who's gonna bust it down?
You've really made a story from something better in that time.
Look, I'm just inventing the lore.
I'm down.
No, isn't Omen an octopus?
I'm down. Stop.
I'm
Onwards we march.
Serious.
Wolfen's in a good spot here as well. Dash enabled and ready and looking to make his way forwards. Valorant coming out from the backside though as well, so there's a bit of a pinch coming in they're going to be wary of. Wolfen strikes, so they make their way forwards, look for what they can. Benji's good for one, but immediately has to drop back away. Pinned him for a second here, but deals with Trex as he pushes round. Down goes the Spike. Coldamenta finds one back on the other side, and now the plant is going down. Cosmic Divide comes over.
All eyes on Shados going for the late flank around. Looks like Heretics have been stalled out. They're not pushing off the flash, and that gives the opportunity, and Kellogg shuts it down.
Point blank range, up on top as well, looking for one more. Kellogg's is good for another. 3 in the round with the op.
Oh my God! The scenes in the arena that I just witnessed. Kellogg's almost destroying the cable on his headset as he gets out of his chair, hands to mouth, be quiet, keep it down over there. He is tired of Koi on the other side, and with a play like that, how can you even blame him?
So casual, just like, yeah, from one to the next.
And
Reload, hop and skip.
I guarantee you, I saw 5 heads on Koi's side snap over. They saw it.
It's hard to ignore when someone springs up out of their chair in the Coliseum. Aptly named, it feels, at this point between these two. It is a Spanish derby, the El Clasico, as the desk coined it earlier on.
Oh, this setup.
So you know it means a lot. They're ready. Up.
Oh, he fell off! Plus ratio! Oh no, Kellogg's now he's smoked off, but Mixwell is in the corner that he was playing, and he gets the kill with the peek. That was the clone corner. He hadn't shown this layer just yet. With a peek up above, Kellogg's is feeling it.
Make it look so easy on the op. Man after man falling at his feet. Or in this case, pretty far away, to be completely honest with you, with the op and the damage it's doing down B long. But Koi really starting to look a little bit nervous here. Not able to find the answer. And a bit short on ideas even in this round.
I mean, it is divide and conquer, the new strategy for Koi. Hunt's broken, so it won't reveal much more. Maybe they think there's a few more players here. Spike is definitely moving over.
Honestly, it's terrifying. He just moves where he wants to.
It'll be another save.
30 seconds left.
For Koi now.
The next round is going to be mega broken by Ford. 2 rifles on side. Heretics moving up to 11 and 9. You see the next round as well, assuming they don't throw away. A very big advantage round. Feels just like the last series, the last time these two teams
The inverse,
played.
huh? Literally. Now it's Koi that have only won the 1 rifle in the second
10
half.
seconds left.
Things definitely time to see some things change here. Benji Fishy looking for a little bit of a prowl here. Money very good in the camp of Heretics.
Fishing a bit too much. Gets more than he bargained for. Loses his life at the back of it. Far from
and look, when you fish too much, that's when the animals fight back. I'm telling you, they don't take it nicely. You hear about the orcas? I'm going back to it. Anyways, honestly, I think the setup switch from Heretics 2 to set up this little trap, that was just spam. Do you see a shoulder? I don't even know.
It's just so calm, collected, and cool.
But coming out of the timeout, this is sort of a multi-layered shift, because I didn't even talk about the Killjoy setup changed over near Art. So this round, the alarm is even up in B-Link. Last round, it was actually the step up from Art into Connector. The turret was on site A. To watch that deep Art angle eventually. Now they're doing much more info around mid, even using the Prowler early on. trying to scout in areas where the op isn't. The op going to turn into an effective turret. Now with the Prowler, knows someone's crossed over towards the box and wants to hold that angle aggressively. Isn't quite able to find it, though.
Seekers are on side and available to use, and sure enough, out they come, the march on forward. Rounding their way through towards R here as well. They find the turret, but still looking for their man. Wolfen's been here 1,000,001 times, and this time around it works out. Out come the Blades over the top. A lot of smoke down, though. Can't really see too clearly. Avova's going to find one, just dodging away from Wolfen's watchful eyes. And Kellogg's is ready in response to his in return to the other.
Avova even finds the spam down. Wolfen has to go on a rampage here. All three players tucked over towards Secret. Kolda finds a couple. 2-on-2 now. The chance for the spike to be planted is here.
Down and out. Potential opportunity for a bit of spray to come through on the wall there from, I believe it's Avova. Didn't manage to find it. A Cosmic Divide coming across now. This is a saucy one.
Oh, you can be knifed through that wall, though.
Yeah. Both sides looking a bit risky. They have no idea just how close they are, but they've got at least the idea. Poking their head through for at least a quick second here. Ready and waiting. Springing out at the same time. But I think it was Shados who was placed behind them all to saw the wonderful lineup. His name went up in lights, found one for himself.
Yeah, I don't think... I do not think that ult was it. Made it so hard for the retake to happen. The observers highlighted even that on the defensive side, you could see the spike ticking just ever so slightly, I do believe. Avova, though, with the fight through the smoke on site, had a position that Wolfen had thought he cleared with the updraft.
So you'd know even without hearing it when someone sat on it, right?
Yep.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, and honestly, like Wolfen, I thought that entry was phenomenal. Using the smoke to sort of get him closer so he could play immediately off the back of the flash. That's exactly what you want to see. It was almost enough.
Change attack out of Heretics here straight away. 3 of them come straight towards mid because Wolfen has gone through that direction so many times over. They've changed things around.
You saw what just happened there. Trex had the knife landing on Pillar, which forced Mixwell to fall back. Had to snap the teleport, otherwise he was going to be stuck in that one and done position.
Hoping to catch him clearly because for so long now they've just committed that straight out towards A.
I think they may have used it once before, but they almost have to show early B presence to force him off that angle. Otherwise, they rotate here later on. It's tough.
Kellogg's looking for his man, but can't quite find it. Out comes the as well from the KO on the march on 4. Boo finds one. It's an immediate trade back on the other side. Smoke for now, at least impeding their process, but the march on forward looks to continue. This is the KO getting nice and close, but everyone else is backed away.
Yeah, they can't get past it. You know, one thing we didn't really talk about is just single smokes with the Astra on this map, but after the Pearl changes, just one smoke is all you need to hold down this choke. And, well, Koi can't really force on through that. You kind of need the jet updraft to get on top of Sign if you want to make that reliable.
Benji, hero moment. Potential, not quite. Starks over the shutdown onto him. Just a 1-for-1 in mid. And now they're wrapping in behind here, so taking a different angle, but still the same site being hit.
Oh, Mixwell can't find it. That could be brutal. 20 seconds left. Boo still up towards heaven. And with Mixwell falling backside, it all comes down to Boo. Sees Trex around the corner.
Won't be able to stop this going down either as well. He knows that he's being watched from a couple of different angles here. Avova's on the underside, finds one. Avova goes big with 2 and makes it a 3rd! Heretics look cut! But Koi is just one step better here in round 21.
Ooh, Avova! My lord! Putting the salt in the wound there. It is getting loud, it is getting rowdy. This is a matchup that, I mean, I was so unbelievably pumped for. And now that Heretics have mounted this comeback, it's starting to come together for them.
Damn.
Their lives on the line. They are awake.
It's not just the player that's winning the clutch getting up anymore as well. It's the whole team starting to join in.
They've got somewhere to be, right? They want to get out of this map, move on straight to the next.
Yeah, Haven awaits as map 3, if required. Heretics keep pulling out plays like that, then damn, we will get there. All right, talk to me about this one. And
all right, yeah.
I mean, our half time, it's a timeout.
Yeah, and we got chili, we got some sweating over there. The production is having a little bit too much fun, I think, with that. But all things considered, Koi,
I've never seen emojis used before in production graphics now, I think.
I love it. I love it.
I'm all
Keep it
for
coming.
it. I'm all for it.
But for this round, Koi have a split buy. So they have 3 rifles coming, actually 4. I think Kolda can get one off. Wolfen, not in a great spot.
No.
I would love to see a position where they drop him over a rifle.
Well, they have done now.
And let him, yeah, Cole bought one for him, dropped it over. Look, on attack, you can play 4 rifles and recover one very easily. I think, honestly, they need to start giving up on the B hit, right? I think they got burned going late into A, and because of like the Yoru teleport going all the way over there, the early Yoru TPs, though, I don't think have usually been for the fast rotate on over. Although this time, I think that actually will end up changing. Now, look, they have the lockdown, but there's a lot of worlds where that just ends up getting countered out if they aren't able to split into sight and take art control first. See, that's where Heretics are playing with Benji ready to just guard the right shoulder of Kellogg's. This op really hasn't ever been in mid before.
You should run.
Yeah, they were thinking about it. Killjoy first planted down by the attackers, as you come to expect, and normally it's the other side that then has to respond.
I think they were really hoping, though. They were really hoping to draw the enemy Killjoy ult out. I think they didn't want to play post plant with the KJ, and that's why they're not committing, because it's not really a true fake. They are working into connector now, but a turret will interrupt them.
That's a big investment as well. If Benji's got work to do, finds one, almost found two. Same as last time mid, though. It's a 1-for-1 down there for Mixwell to go huge and find two. Finally traded out. Only 2 left for the side of Koi. It's looking precarious.
Kellogg's waiting here with the operator. Here's everything, and he don't miss. Comes in for another one.
If only.
It's a classic Kellogg's moment, but it's given an opportunity to showdown.
Can he clutch up here? This could be huge. They lose this round, they're broke. It's going to be a rough last couple of rounds if Koi can't win this one. It's a lot of pressure on showdown's shoulders. For now, moving away from each other. He suspects they're coming out from spawn side, but no. Alleyway has been the play. They're up on high, or he's up on high, sorry. Now he knows where the play is coming from. Spotted out by the horn. Works in as well. Good spot here to trigger this one off. Might find him out. Toss away at just the wrong second as well. A couple of pixels away from that one.
One enemy remains.
Oh, finds it through smoke. One less standing. Avova's been huge so far, but can he win out on this one as well? Rupro's fake. Avova finds the kill. Absolutely nuclear for Heretics in this second half. Up to 12 and 10. And it feels like it was written in the stars before we even got into this game that a map 3 could yet be a thing.
showdown nearly does the unthinkable, but Heretics have plot armor at this point. Nothing is getting past them. Now with lockdown, your ult, fade ult, everything on the retakes here. Koi, how do you play it? You almost have to fight forward in the post plant. If they plant on A, they need to be taking full control over Secret.
I really feel it could be a great compilation of Barbar's reactions. The man's just so, he's so colorful.
He's fantastic. But I mean, look, at the end of the day, Koi need 2 rounds here. They have to find something.
Sorely.
Oh, Kellogg's actually dodged away from this scouting of the knife.
He doesn't know, but there's 2 pinned here potentially by him.
He hears everything.
He's just waiting for someone to dare step up towards the orb. Backs away. Done his fishing. Nothing more to be said.
Yeah, I mean, good hunt up in mid. We'll clear out info of at least 1 player, but Koi aren't in position to fast exec. I think this is where they get into trouble. Look how the Yoru's playing again. Teleport over onto B site as he commits into a heavy stack on A. He's going to use the ultimate to scout out A. He's going to see everything. 2 players, 3 players now spotted. Knows there's going to be a killjoy on the lurk. Someone
he's being chased.
And if he manages to catch out this Sky, that'll be everything.
I'm back.
Out towards spawn side. And straight away.
Yeah, he's not going to take a chance. We're down to under 50 seconds now. Koi just about locked in to this A site. And if they take too much more time from Art, that's where problems are going to come in. Nightfall just to scout up into mid. But here's the thing, that's bought a little bit of protection. Benji Fish can go for an early lockdown in Art if he wants.
They can afford to invest the orb because they're the ones in control here. And in control they are. Wolf on the first one to fall. Holding back now, just waiting. Killjoy on top as well. So many ults coming out in this round that are just all working against them. But Stockso gets in the back and goes nuclear. Treks one more. It's on to Benji. Seekers, players, everyone's coming. But Benji's still going.
Shadows has to protect Coldamenta. Everything, there's no time, 5 seconds. It's winding away
right now.
from Heretics.
And they've not got the time. They are going to find the last man. He's long tucked away. Job's done. Heretics force us through to the 3rd. It's a repeat of what we had last time these 2 teams played.
What a shift for Heretics. Riding the high of that second map there. Benji getting it going, just unlimited energy, enthusiasm from his side. And they only allowed 2 rounds from Koi in the second half. They turned on the heat. The Yoru was a constant problem. Once the operator got online, Kellogg's was doing somersaults over Koi.
That really, for me, was the big difference maker. Kellogg's with that op, unplayable. They could not stop him. He was playing on B for a lot of it, but no matter where he rotated away to, was just always there, just picking off 1, 2, 3 kills around. It slows Koi down so much, but Heretics look a little bit transformed on Bell.
When the slow play from Koi just allowed sort of Mixwell and Kellogg's to go into their spots where they wanted to. The stall, everything came in perfectly, but it's not over just